Morning. I wanted to share this video with some tips regarding a question that I have received quite a bit. And that question is, how do I get my child to do their work? And how do I help support with motivating my child who is unmotivated to do work? Great question. So I'm going to speak from my own experience. I have a sixth grader and a second grader, and the transition to online learning has definitely been a challenge, I'll be honest. And so the first tip is really about how to establish good, solid morning routines. So prior to establishing a routine, both of my kids were sleeping in late, probably, 10, 11 o'clock. They were waking up in the morning, grabbing the laptop, sitting down, typing away, getting work done, allegedly getting work done. And so one of the things that has been successful is waking them up at a semi-normal time. And so that's anywhere between 7:45 and 8:15. And so when they're getting up, they're also getting dressed. I continue to hear, why do we have to get dressed? We're not going anywhere. We're staying in the house. There's nowhere to go. And while that is certainly true, it is important for them to be able to transition from their home environment to digital learning environment. And so my response to them was, we are going somewhere. It is Monday morning and class has begun. Online learning has started because it is the case that teachers are posting new assignments on Monday morning. The second one is in the past, when my children sat down, they were opening up their laptop, looking at the work, and just trying to figure out how to start and how to navigate through all of the assignments that they were receiving. And I found that that wasn't effective. And so one of the things that we do after they finish the morning routine is they are getting their laptop and they're looking at the assignments for the entire week, getting a sense of what is expected of them. And so for my son who's in sixth grade, it is being super clear about what he needs to do in his English class, what he needs to do in his math class. And so he's writing that down. And rather than me ask, do you understand what you have to do? I'm asking the question of walk me through what you are doing in your English class. And when there's a question that arises, I am building agency and advocacy. And so encouraging him to email his teacher because all teachers have office hours. And so, one important piece of feedback that I received from him was, when I'm in school, I'm not sitting at my desk quietly working for an hour. I'm talking to my friends. I'm asking the teacher a question. The teacher is pausing and she's saying, so, boys and girls, I've noticed a couple things and I want to just give some additional information on the assignment. And that isn't happening in the online learning world. And then the third thing is when we sit down for the assignment, we really try to work for about 30 to 45 minutes before we take a break. I found it to be most effective. And so for that 30 to 45 minutes, they're working on their assignment. When break happens, that's a chance for them to interact maybe with their peers. For my son, it might be sending a message to one of his classmates, checking in. But it is a normal transition in the online learning world to allow students to have a break rather than sitting at a computer attending to the assignment for an extended period of time. And for me, that's the normal break that may have happened when the bell rang at school. The students were in the hallway. That hallway time is super important for them to interact, engage with their friends, and just have that normal interaction. And so that break for us is important. And while it's not the same, I see the value in allowing that break before continuing with the next assignment. Um, we try to work about two hours a day for my middle schooler on an assignment. We found that that is really the sweet spot for attending to a task before it becomes a feeling of, okay, I don't know if I have the stamina to move ahead. And so 2 hours of work time seems to be effective. for us. And so those are some tips that I wanted to share with all of you from experience and just from what we found to be most helpful. And so establishing a good morning routine. The second is going over the assignments for the week and asking those probing questions that allow students to really explain and understand what they're working on. And if they have questions, make sure that they email the teachers. Teachers have office hours and they're available. And so sending an email out to the teacher to ask for clarification. And the third is just thinking about that time limit. So trying to balance the time that your child is working on an assignment before they get kind of that online digital fatigue, which is real. Best of luck, everybody.